Hello and welcome to this week's Yarn Chat. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And I've got some really cool things to show you this week. Today's featured make actually feeds right into something we're going to talk about at the beginning of our podcast today. These cute little granny square earrings. I made these a while ago with some leftovers of some hand-dyed yarn and really liked them a lot. Wondered if they could be something to sell on Etsy or maybe at a craft show, and this week I made a ton of earrings, so I'll show you that here in a second. On my mannequin Francesca, I've got my Honey to the Bee jumper. I made a T version instead of a long sleeve turtleneck version, and I wore it to Comic-Con. If you haven't checked out my Instagram for that, you definitely should, because you'll see much better pictures of this. But I really like it, and I can't wait till it chills off a little bit for me to wear that again, because I think it would look really cute over like a button up or something like that. So this week I decided I wanted to make earrings. I went through my sock weight scraps, so hand dyed, fingering weight yarn left over from other projects that I really liked. Not really a ton of it left to do anything big with. And I made a ton of earrings. I made 20 pairs in total over Monday and Tuesday, and I'm gonna show them to you now. I won't show you every single pair, but I'll show you some of the styles. I got this cute little tray, not sure if it'll pick up there, from Target yesterday, but I made a ton of earrings. So I made some that are like what I have on now, except for they're two-tone, like they're two different colors. These are my favorites. I love the little mismatched black and white granny squares, but I have some other ones that actually do match. I think I've got 5 pairs. Go ahead and focus, you know you want to do it. There we go. Oh, it almost did. I think I have 5 pairs of these mini granny squares, and then I've got 2 pairs of some bigger ones that have 3 rounds and 3 colors instead of 2. I really like these. And then I made some that were kind of smaller. Let me see which ones I want to show you. That are just little circles. I have 3 pairs of those. And then I have some, see if I can get it without it getting connected to everything else. Some flower earrings. Oh, this one's trying to turn around on me. I did a flower blanket tutorial a while back. That one's backwards, but y'all can get a view of that. Let me see if I can get you another pair that maybe won't twist as much. There you go. I really like these. I feel like my sister needs a pair like this. There we go. And this is the same flower that I do in the flower blanket tutorial. It's just on fingering weight yarn. So I've got 3 pairs of the bigger flowers, and then I have I think 5 pairs of these teeny little flowers, and they're just very, very cute. I'm sorry that my camera is having issues focusing. We've got another kind of a rainy day today, pretty dreary outside, and so my camera is very confused about the light and what to pick up and what not to. But I like all of those a lot. If you want to see more details on those, or just want to see all the pairs of earrings, I did a reel yesterday on Instagram where I go through them all in rapid fire. So really excited about those. Hope they do well at the craft fair that I'm going to be doing in a couple of weeks. I guess it's about not quite a month away, so about 3 weeks away. And I'm very happy about that. After Tuesday though, my hands were just shot from doing all of those earrings. And I think 20 is a good enough start to see how well they sell at something like this. And anything that doesn't sell will wind up on my Etsy. My sister was like, hey, let me know what doesn't sell, because those could make good Christmas presents too. So yeah, so I'm very excited about those. They came out really cute. And it was fun to just play with color. It's one of my favorite things to do. And like put different yarn scraps together in new and interesting ways, and pair them with fun beads. So that was a lot of fun. The other thing, I've got a couple of other fair projects. This pillow, I think I showed you what it looked like before it was all sewn up. I got a pillow form for it this past week, and I think it's really cute. I want to make a bigger one for our couch because that was very easy. It's just a giant linen stitch square, and I just seamed everything up in the back. It was fun. I liked it a lot. I hope that sells. And then I made, I don't know if you can remember, let's see, last week I talked about a ribbed hat that I wanted to make in a brown yarn, and I didn't have quite enough of it to do there. So I did have enough of it to make in a purple yarn. So I have this cute little ribbed hat, and then I made a matching circle scarf to go with it. I did not use a pattern for this. It is half double crochet in the back loop, and that gives you this cool ribbed texture. I very much would like to make myself a cardigan out of this because I think it would be oh so cozy. And let me know what you think about this one. Does it need a pom-pom? I have a faux fur, like light brown pom-pom that could look really cute on it. I don't know if that's going to make it too fussy. I don't wear a ton of hats, as we've established. But if you think this needs a pom-pom, let me know down below. It could be cute. And I guess if someone bought it, they could always just take it off if they didn't like it. So that might happen. Let's see. I think those are the only, I mean, there's a lot of earrings, but I think those are the fair projects that I've done so far. I also have this pattern test that I showed you last week. I haven't done a ton of work on this. I got it to the point where I seamed the shoulders at the top. This is the Certainly Cypress cardie, and then I put it away to work on earrings and other smaller projects. So I'm going to be picking this up again today to work on the sleeves, and then once the sleeves are done, I don't think it has anything. I don't think it has any ribbing in the middle of it. So I think once the sleeves are done, it just gets blocked. And I'm curious to see how much it will grow when it's blocked. This is a new to me yarn, and it fits well. It doesn't fit with quite the amount of ease that I was going for, but it hasn't been blocked yet. So I'm also 5 months pregnant, so things are just fitting differently than they usually do in general. So very excited about this. Honestly, that would look kind of cute with the shirt I have on once it's done. That would be a cute look. I like this a lot. This is made with Patagonia from Juniper Moon Farms, and I like it a lot. It's very springy. The project has gone very fast, and I think the sleeves will go pretty fast too. So very excited about that. It's another finished project. In fact, well, no, this is not a finished project. This is still a work in progress. I think this is my only whip this week because I did a lot of small things that I've actually worked on. I have not worked on the alphabet squares for the alphabet blanket this week. I haven't gotten in the yarn for the granny square tee for that project either. But I do have one more finished object to show you since I'm going in all kinds of crazy order today. If you recall, I think it was last week, I showed you this cutie patootie sweater. It's the pumpkin sweater from Mon Petit Violon designs. I've made it before for a friend. The last time I made it with a linen and cotton blend yarn, and it looked very cute, but it didn't have, and it was perfect for what I was making it for, because it was for a little girl who lives in Texas where it's very hot. But I made it in a smaller size this time, and then changed a couple of things, which I like a lot. So this is the one that's for my little girl, and I used Panoramic from Big Twist yarns, which is a sport weight, and a size F hook. If you do use Panoramic, use a metal hook. Don't use a wooden hook because it splits so much worse with a wooden hook. But I really like it. And and I did an applied ribbing instead of the double crochet in the front post and back post the way that the pattern calls for. I just think it makes it look a little neater. Really like it a lot. So this one was for me, and I said, or for my little girl, and I said I was making a matching one for my best friend's little girl who's due 2 weeks before mine is. And I didn't think I had enough of the orange to do that, and I was going to do it in a lighter orange. But after she saw this one, she's like, can you try and see if you've got enough of the darker orange? So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And if I need to cheat it a little bit, I could maybe do the ribbing in the green again, or maybe the ribbing in the light orange, because I had a decent amount, but just not quite enough to feel comfortable. So this is the one for me. And I finished this one this morning, and I did have enough yarn. I did cheat it in 2 ways, which I'll talk about in just a second. But look, I made this, and this is how much yarn I have left over, which is not a ton. And I might not have needed to cheat it in one of the ways, but that is how much yarn I have left over. It is not much. So the 2 ways that I cheated it in the second one is that I made the sleeves 1 row shorter. Let me see if I can hold them up side by side. The green is all the same. So I made the sleeves 1 row shorter. It will focus on both sides. And I think that will be fine because the ribbing is pretty long, and it'll be for next year. So when baby's about a year old, and I'm thinking that if it doesn't quite hit the bottom of her wrist, she lives in Georgia where it's still pretty hot at that time of year. So I think it will be fine. Whereas I might have to just roll mine up a little bit. So that felt like an easy enough cheat. And the other thing that I did, which will probably be very hard to tell, is that I made the ribbing on the bottom just a little bit narrower. So I used 7 stitches on the bottom of the first sweater, and I used 5 the bottom of the second sweater. So that is how I cheated to make sure I would have enough yarn, because I mean, after making mine, really this is the perfect, it's the perfect orange. So I love it a lot. I still have a lot of green, and then I didn't even touch that lighter orange. So I might make a some like crocheted pumpkins out of it. Haven't quite decided what I want to do with it yet, but they're super cute. And this is a premium acrylic yarn, so I have not blocked these at all. I might be fancy. I might block them so that they smell nice, and will wash, but they could also go in the washer or the dryer, and that would be fine because it's an acrylic yarn. It might fuzz up a little bit, but it's not going to hurt the yarn. But they are very soft. Very, very pleased with that. Those are my current projects or finished projects. So let me jump over to Yarn Love. I think, yeah, there's only 2 things I want to show you for that. One of which is also for my best friend's little girl. I made her a set of gnomes, I don't even remember, like maybe 2 years ago, for that like represented her family. So there was one that looked like, or one that represented her husband, one that represented her, and then one each for each of her 2 boys. And so when she told me that she was pregnant, she's like, I'm going to need another gnome. And at first I was like, okay, well, I don't live near a craft store that carries that yarn anymore. And also I had chosen the colors that their family really liked and had like them all coordinate. So like her favorite color is orange, so her sweater on the gnome was orange, and then the hat was green, which is her husband's favorite color, and his sweater was green, but then his hat was blue. Anyway, they all mixed and matched, and it was all cohesive. And so I was like, well, I have to figure out what we should do for your little girl. And she's like, well, we're using mint and lavender for the color scheme of her room, so I don't think hers needs to match ours, as long as it's like a similar style, just in those colors. So I'm like, oh, well, okay. And guys, it was much harder to find mint and lavender yarn than I thought it would be. I also, like the closest Joann's is like 25 minutes away. And anyway, it took me a while to get over there. But I did find a mint and a lavender. They're Heartland. It is another acrylic yarn. It is a worsted weight. And yeah, they both have fun names. North Cascades and then Channel Islands. But these will work really well for her little gnome. And then there'll be a lot left over because we're using, I mean, honestly, our little girl's nursery is going to be a combination of a lot of things. But we've been telling people like light blue and purple are what we're using in her room. We're also going to do like best friends matching blankets. So I think with the leftover that I have of this, and maybe I'll buy some more, really the leftover of both of these, can go into her daughter's blanket and then get more of this for my daughter's matching blanket and then like a pretty blue. So we'll see. I have not wrapped my head around what best friends blankets would look like, but it's a fun prospect. So I bought that yarn, and then the other yarn that I got in this week is from one of my favorite yarn dyers, the Frosted Stitch. I feel like I'm summoning my dog by crinkling open something. And she has been doing this really cool thing where she takes variegated colorways, so a skein of yarn that has a bunch of different colors in it, or at least more than one. And then she's been doing these deconstructed sets. So you can like buy that beautiful variegated skein, and then you could also buy mini skeins or single skeins of a color that was used to dye the variegated skein. For example, and I don't think I have it with me, the shark fin cowl that I did with the Jaws yarn that was like blues and a little bit of red and some white. She did a deconstructed set of that where it has like the shades of blue and the red. So I bought that, and here it is. I got it in a DK weight. We'll see if it'll focus. I don't know why. There we go. I was trying to focus on something behind me. And I really like it. I'm very excited about it. And what I think this is going to become is a little stripy sweater for baby girl. Like a very nautical stripy sweater. And I've got a little bit of the Jaws yarn left over in a fingering weight, which is what I use for the cowl. So I'm thinking that I will double it up to get to a DK weight, holding 2 strands of the fingering weight together to mimic the weight of a DK weight yarn to do ribbing, and then just do like a double crochet stripe pattern in these. I think it would be very, very cute. And I don't know, a cute little spring sweater for her. So very excited about that. And I think that's it. We have been busy this week with life and trying to get things organized for what's upcoming in the fall, and all that jazz. We've got nursery furniture coming in next week. We've got a couple of other trips going on, either people coming to see us or we going to see them. And it's all very exciting. So I will leave you with what I can't let go of. And I know that this has been a lot of pregnancy and baby talk this episode. But what I can't let go of this week is maternity pants are so hard to find. I have not been able to find a pair of jeans that fits, that doesn't have like the full panel that wants to just slide down. And I bought some that had like the little side stretchy panels, like some shorts I have that I liked, but like they just don't accommodate for a curvy woman with a booty, and it just bothers me so very much. So I bought a couple of pairs of just knit. They almost feel like they're almost like sweatpants, but not like fuzzy on the inside. Just like a knit elastic weight pant that is not maternity, but that has a lot of stretch. That's what I've been living in so far. I'm curious to see how things will go as things cool off and I can't just throw on a loose dress. But that's what I can't let go this week. I'm on the desperate hunt to find good jeans that actually fit. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend ahead of you, and I will see you back here next week. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed for all future videos. Bye guys.